Hello, welcome to Good Goal or Bad Defending, Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Two bang average Premier League clubs fighting around in the bottom of the table. But we've got Kante out here while I'm trying to look at putting the ball. There's not enough pressure on it for me from this guy here. It's one of the things I can't stand with footballers. They get close enough and then they go, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll let you put the cross in. No, you can see what he's doing. Put him under more pressure. Will he cut you? Yeah, probably. Will he, do a Cruyff turn and get around you? Yeah, probably. But at least you're going to stop him doing the cross, because if he does, he's going to hit you. They don't do that because that would be, putting in work and effort. So the ball's coming in. Look at this guy. He's defending the cross from back here. Arms by his sides. Yeah, it's too to me. It's too defensive, way too defensive, and it's reactional and not reactive. So we'll watch this ball come in, and I want you to watch a couple of points and see if I can stop it at the right point when it comes in. Here we go, boomf. Right, perfect. This guy here is doing a great job. Look, he is defending. That's what we call defending. That's even close enough there. That's not. Guess who scores? So when we're looking at this, remember, if you're defending, your job is to cover the space in front of you to the back of the next defender. His job's to cover the space into the back of the next defender. Perfect. He's doing his job. Yeah, you get a tick, buddy. You get a... You're not close enough. You've given him a free header, and he's also got some space to run onto you, which you've been able to see because the ball's taken a little time to come in. Not only that, the build-up play was there. So you saw the guy coming in. Oh, but you're a Premier League football player playing for Bournemouth, so you probably didn't bother to turn to your right for 0.2 of a second to see where the other player was on the other team. Remember, when you're defending, look at the ball, look at the player, look at the ball, look at the player, look at the ball, and you don't do that, you're going to get done like this. It's interesting, though. Watch how he goes for the ball. He goes with his foot. So this Bournemouth player here has gone with his foot instead of trying to use his head. The reason people do that is because they're technically deficient in many areas. So what that means is when they're trying to analyze which part of the body they need to actually hit the ball with, is it their head, the chest, their knee, they just go to their default, which is their foot. That's why you see so many people bringing up their foot and challenging head's height, because they can't think quick enough, their body can't react fast enough to choose the right thing at the right situation and actually deal with the ball. Happens a lot in football, all the time. If he puts his head in there, is he going to stop it? Probably not, but he might get a little nick on it and it might do something. Putting your foot in there is causing all sorts of problems. If that guy doesn't score and you kick him in the head, you might get a red card and there's a penalty. That doesn't help you. It's a stupid way of defending. I'll see if I show you from another angle in a minute. But I want to watch the reactions of these other players around right now as this goes on. Goes in, and he's trying to blame somebody else. Mate, it was your man. Yeah, okay, did he track him? No, he didn't track him, but you can watch him run into the box. Is it his fault? Yeah. Is it your fault? Yeah. You're trying to blame the guy for not going with the runner, and you're the one trying to make the challenge. You're the closest one when this ball comes in. You're right there. You're the closest one. Trying to blame the other guy. Here he is. This is the guy snuck in behind him. And there he is. He's on him. Oh, actually, sorry, that's not the guy that snuck in behind him. It's number 15. Yeah. He's actually over here. Stop trying to blame your teammates. He's yelling at him when it's his responsibility. You're the closest one to it. Do your job. Here we go. This is what I'm trying to point out. So he was yelling at that midfielder who wasn't coming back, who was there, tracking his man there. And this guy is the one yelling at him. Look at where his foot is. Look at where his head is. He's trying to hit a ball about here with that foot instead of bringing his head down to header it, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's been poorly coached. He hasn't got a bloody clue. He's a baby and his babysitters aren't doing their job properly to teach him how to head a football. So as it's coming down, he's not sure what to do. But his first reaction is to blame everybody else because he doesn't know what he's doing here. He's using his foot instead of his head because he's really an under 10 player playing in the Premier League. And that's a mistake he's making. And he's going to yell at this guy who's tracking this runner over here. Let's watch it. See if I can slow it down a bit so we can see it a bit as it goes. Bump, there we go. Look, if he put his head in instead of his foot, he might have had a better chance to get it, because as soon as he's using his foot, his body motion and everything stopped. That's awful. That's absolutely awful. Let's watch. Blah, blah, blah. In it goes. Oh, we don't get to see him have a little rant at his mate, but he does. All right, let's get on to the next goal. To be honest, this is quite good play from Bournemouth. It's out wide. Pings in. They're looking to go here. That's a good line there. We're happy with that. You can see he's coming in to receive the ball here from space. But let's just move it on a bit so we can actually get to the point where we can see what's going on. Now, Bournemouth are running through Chelsea with the ball here very, very quickly. And Chelsea are like, look, mate, you're jogging. Because of the way the system they play, it's so funky. Because it's Frank Lampard, it doesn't make any bloody sense. There's loads of space here to cover. So when you get this situation, you get an overload and they're running at pace, it's so hard for them to stop because of the way that they play the game. Their centre-backs, they're too far out. They're too far wide, and they're just getting caught out. You can actually beat this Chelsea team by running at them and doing this all the time. And they might stop you once or twice, but you'll probably score 15 goals on them because they don't know how to handle it. Because they're set up for regimental play out wide. They're not set up to be just run out through the middle. And you can see that with this. They just run at them through the middle, pop, 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 and it's in the goal. Pop, pop. And all they're off to the races because the centre-backs come forward, because there's no real cover in midfield, because no one really knows what they're doing. And and the problem with it, why the centre-back can go forward is because they're playing with three, they always assume that they can step forward, but they can't, because their wide men are really always forward as well. Sorry, their left and right backs are always forward as well. It creates all sorts of problems for Chelsea, to be honest, and that's why they keep getting exposed with all this space in behind in all their games they're playing against. But we'll digress and we'll move forward. And then this little wee man, chops, bump, great goal, bang, whacks it in the top corner. Good job, Sonny. But let's look here. Again, defender's dropped off too much. Because he's panicked, because his defender's gone forward, created that gap. So he's overcompensated, and he's left this wee man here loads of space to smash it in the top corner. To be honest, he does a good job. And this keeper, oh my God, why are you so close to your front post there? I do not know. I do not know. Maybe you should be about, well, not about there, but at least 2-3 steps back. That's what makes it so easy for this wee man to smash it and get a good goal. Okay, this is a goal of all of Bournemouth's own making. It has nothing to do with Chelsea being good at the football. It's more about Bournemouth being rubbish at the football. Okay, so here's a problem when you've got such a high line. That gives them this space to run into. And if they've got that space to run into, if you don't know, they're trying to kick it in the net box. So as they've got that space to run into an attack, it makes it really, really easy for them to do so with any sort of quality ball. And Chelsea, as bad as they've been this season, they've got people that can drop in a quality ball and people can then run and attack it pretty well. Bournemouth, not so much. That's why they're rubbish in the Premier League. So when this ball gets flown in, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Bump, off to the races, overloaded on the back stick, and it's in the back of the net before you know it. Most of the Bournemouth players, they're too slow to catch some of these Chelsea guys anyway. The ball's fairly decent, but it's not the best ball in the world. They just get there first because they give them so much space and so much area for them to aim for. Yeah, terrible defending, but I like the goal, so I'll make it a good goal. Just like I was saying about how easy the Chelsea defence is if you start running at them, same as the Bournemouth defence. If you start running at them, the same thing will happen. What's his name? Raheem Sterling's on a little bit of a mazy here. Just doing him simple, just running. He's not doing anything special. No one's really tackling him. No one's really trying to win the ball off him. He's just running at them. And the moment they do step towards him, they do put any little pressure on him. Oh my God. Maybe he's going to pass it to this guy who's unmarked or this guy that's unmarked. Look at how focused they are on the ball, right? Everybody. And everyone, you might say, oh, yeah, but it's just a snapshot. It's not. As you keep playing, you'll watch their heads don't turn away from the football. They never look around to see where the dangers are on the field. That's why they're so bad at the football. Let's have a look. Dump, dump, dump. Look, no one's head's turned. No one's head's turned. They're all still focused on the football. He plays a little 2-yard pass to João Felix, one of the top talents in the world, in my opinion. He's just is never used properly. Do love him. I always pick him up on the FIFA. Whaps it in the goal. Good goal, João. Brilliant goal. Don't care about the defending. It was a good goal because I like João Felix and he scored it. So I'll give that a good goal. I say 2 good goals and 2 bad defendings on this one.